state championship week, and the Ruston Bearcats are back in the Superdome for the third straight year. Already some history there, and I know the Bearcats are looking for some more history, trying to go repeat as state champions in Division I non-select. Jarrett Roser for Louisiana versus all y'all here with senior quarterback Joshua Brantley, a new Tulane signee. Excited to get back to New Orleans, where he was an outstanding player in that state championship run last year. And Josh, how's it feel to be heading back to that big building where y'all had some great memories last December?
It feels amazing just knowing that all our hard work during the off season and like the regular season has finally paid off going back to the dome. So I mean, we're just ready to get out there and execute and take care of business.
You guys had such a great regular season overall, but you had those two stumbles in district where folks probably started to wonder, okay, is everything good there? And you and I talked after the Alexandria loss that, man, it's just a rough district. And I mean, it just happened to be two nights that were the other team's nights. Some things didn't go y'all's way, but that y'all were still capable of going to chase ultimately the goal. Talk me through that stretch, just kind of what was important for y'all to shake back and regroup if you needed to, or whatever the case may be, to make sure you still got here to this point and could go do what y'all needed to do at the end of the season.
We all knew what we were capable of doing as a team, but those two games we just weren't really focused. Came out and like expected that game to be like a breeze, and that wasn't the case. So it pretty much gave us a wake up call to show us that like we can be beat. So it kind of lit a fire in us to like not feel that feeling again. So it was during district. So I mean, it counted, but it's not one of the ones that we were really worried about.
I compared it somewhat last year. Coach Ball talked after that Warren Easton game at the beginning of the season of nothing was going to be given. Everything you had to go take it. It was kind of a wake up call type moment. What were some of the messages from him and the staff a couple of weeks, or I guess about a month or so ago, in terms of reaching y'all's potential, or for guys like you that had been through last year and are leaders on this year's team? What was y'all's message to some of the rest of the team?
Just don't be discouraged and just keep working. Cause like I said, we knew what we were capable of doing, and just being able to go out there and work towards a better goal and not losing any more ball games. So we all had the right focus and mindset.
How well do y'all feel like y'all are playing right now after the way these past few weeks have gone? Do y'all feel like y'all are kind of finding your rhythm and clicking on all cylinders at the right time?
I think we're playing the best football we played this season.
What stood out about that? When I haven't had a chance to see y'all since district time and some of these big playoff wins, when y'all kind of step back and look at the film and start looking at, okay, what do we need to do next week? What has stood out about the way y'all have looked on Friday nights of late that has been obviously so successful?
Clicking on all cylinders, offense, defense, and special teams. It's kind of like the Stephenville game, but every week. So yeah, I think it's all about preparation. We've been having some pretty good practices. Everybody on the same page. Coaches doing what they need to do, getting the right game plans, and then they put it in our hands, and we just go out there and play ball.
And so now you head back to the Superdome and are playing the last game, win, lose, or draw of this season. What is going to be important for you guys this week in terms of continuing to prepare at a high level, or once you get into that matchup with a good Central team that has played this part of underdog throughout the playoff run and is excited to be there and see you guys? What needs to go well for the Bearcats this week to go ahead and bring back another big trophy up north?
Not getting a big head. Since we've been there before, like there's a lot of people saying, like we're gonna win this game, we're gonna go out there and blow them out, and just stuff like that. But we just got to stay focused as a team and can't listen to the outsiders and let that get to us and affect us on the ball field.
I guess speaking of that, a little tangent. Did you see yesterday the Coach Collins from Neville saying, "Oh, Ruston's going to go beat the brakes off of them"? As much as you guys try to focus on, look, we're going out there, we're not getting the big head, we're we're being respectful about it. We're just going to focus on us and try to play our ball. When comments like that start flying around, are you thinking, man, why are y'all giving bulletin board material to the other guys? Like, let us go do our thing. What is that like to hear other teams talking about this matchup from the outside?
It just shows us how big of a game it is. Like, you got many other teams watching. Like you said, Coach Collins from Neville saying that we're going to beat the brakes off of Central. And that just shows you, like, how they feel about us in this matchup. And I guess we can use that as, like, a fuel to do it exactly what he said, beat the brakes off him.
Folks love to watch. I mean, athletes get out there in space. They'll be excited about you and Jordan and Dylan and what y'all can do in the run game. Maybe some balls going out to Jordan and Ahmad on the other side. Aiden and some of the things that he does. Hopefully, I don't need you to share it, but knock on wood, hoping he's healthy or able to be out there. But the trenches in this game, how critical, particularly, and we can focus on your side of the ball, how critical is it for Sam and those guys up front to go take care of business in what I think is going to be a pretty nasty physical matchup?
I feel like this game is gonna be pretty much like Acadiana was week one, like up front wise, because Acadiana they had some good defensive linemen, and this Central team they're bringing in some good physical defensive linemen. But I feel like my offensive line has been playing the best ball they played all year. Like last week against Destrehan, they made some walls, some creases, big old holes for me, Jordan, and Dylan to run through. And they gave me plenty of time in the backfield to throw the ball to Jordan and my, like you said. But yeah, I feel like they'll match up pretty well. I got faith in my boys. I know what they're capable of doing.
In terms of just the Superdome experience and the atmosphere there and kind of going in and being prepared for that, just a different setting from what y'all are used to. Having been there these last couple years, how much does that help you know what to expect? You were there and you watched a couple of years ago in that close one where you guys ended up being state runners up and came back with some of that experience and went and won one last year and now come back as guys that most of this team has multiple years of experience of at least seeing it. What are the benefits of that, of having been there before, gone through this week, the process, the drive down, all those things?
I'll say my sophomore year when we first went, it was like this big old fever dream. Like, oh my gosh, we're going to the dome. And then like last year, it was like, all right, we're going to the dome. Like we know what to do. We know what not to feel. And this year, it's like it's just another ball game. So I feel like we're pretty confident being there 3 times in a row. We know what to expect. Bright lights, the noise, we know what to expect.
There's obviously incredible history with the Ruston program, and you guys now are in a third straight state championship game, which is a first for a program that has such a great track record. You guys got back over the hump last year and got the first state championship since 1990. Now you guys have a chance to be the first to go back to back. How much do y'all talk about that opportunity and what it would mean, particularly for your class, you, Aiden, Zarek, and Sam on down the line, to do something that hasn't been done before and go out on that big of a note?
I was listening to one of Coach Ball interviews the other day, and it was like, there's not much that this senior class hasn't accomplished, but this one, like winning back-to-back state championships, that would be like amazing. Just remembering that when I get older, like leaving out with 2 rings back-to-back, I feel like that'll be something that I'll never forget. So
And
I'm gonna do the best I can to make that happen.
what do folks that don't know y'all that well, or at least haven't seen y'all live, maybe some South Louisiana fans or media, what do you think they need to know about who the 2024 Ruston Bearcats are? Obviously, there are going to be a lot of similarities from last year, but also this is a new team, and there's some new faces stepping up in big roles. It's been a little bit of a different journey. What do you think is kind of the big story, the big identity, or what people need to know or take away from who you guys are as a group?
We're not the same team from last year. Like both offensive wise and defensive wise. I feel like we've grown a lot and like matured in places that needed to be matured last year. So you can expect a lot of big time plays from both sides of the ball, and yeah, a lot of big time and electrifying plays.
And then leave you with this. I mean, a last message to the fans that they came out huge to support you guys last year in the Superdome. What is your message to them heading into your last high school game wearing that jersey, and what you hope to see from them this week?
I want to make my last high school game very memorable. I want to see a whole sea of red sitting in the stands. It's a red out, so I expect all my Ruston fans to be there. Uh, but yeah, this is my last one as a Ruston High Bearcat, so I just want to go out the right way.